Tobago.
Visit www.gotrinidaandtobago.com for more information.
As we welcome you back here to the GPI complex, KT is entertaining the gathering here, but the countdown is on to the main event, Ria Ramnarine against Etsuko Tada. Let's now go back to a little special as we feature the two combatants. This fight has been eagerly anticipated for months now, with both camps anxious to get it on. Ramnarine stepped up her training with 2 short stints to Florida to improve her general fitness, strength and stamina, as well as her overall boxing savvy.
Now I feel that I am in the best shape that I've ever been in before. I spent 5 weeks altogether at Bunny Canino's gym in Florida, and I had really good training there. I had a lot of sparring with a lot of world champions and ex-world champions. So I feel really very prepared, and I'm very relaxed about it. I'm the challenger. I have nothing to lose, so I think that makes a really big difference, and I'm looking forward to this fight.
And in her normal confident tone, a relaxed-looking Ramnarine says she isn't too worried and is preparing for every eventuality.
What I've seen on the tape, we assimilated what might be coming, and we also prepared for what, the unexpected, so to speak. So, I think it's going to be a very action-filled fight. I'm expecting a lot of punches being thrown and so on. So, I think it's going to be a full, 10 rounds of non-stop action.
As for her opponent Tada, she is also confident of success and staying unbeaten in her young career. She has enjoyed the warm weather here in Trinidad and Tobago and feels her fitness has improved since her arrival. But she too is just anxious to get a win in this encounter.
流れの中で出るものなので狙いはしません。
She said she never expect a knockout. Knockout is one of the chance, and she just fight. She just enjoy the fight.
おまけ。KO はおまけ。
Yeah, knockout is one of a chance she got.
So now the talking is over. It's put up or shut up time, and time to see which of the two can walk the walk and take home the world title. Just have a little preview of what is to come. All the talking is out of the way now, so it's only for the fighters to do what they appear to do, which is to fight, so to speak. And there she comes. Some of the spectators here are getting their first glimpse of Etsuko Tada.
She likes to dance.
Seems very confident indeed.
First thing she said to me when I met her is, I like the music here in Trinidad. Etsuko Tada entering the ring first, and at the same time we see the entrance of Ria Ramnarine moving to the blue corner. Tada wearing red, and she's fighting out of the red corner. This is interesting. Chopstick versus the pan stick. Japan versus Trinidad and Tobago. As the Tasa drummers make their way around the ring. And they accompanied Ria Ramnarine.
There's the tape of the tape. Just some 2 years in front in terms of age. Not much in terms of reach, an inch and a half longer. Actually 2.5 inches in terms, 2.5 pounds in terms of weight. The southpaw style against the orthodox style once again.
This is what we've all been waiting for. Ramnarine versus Tada.
And I tell you what, this could come down to a battle of attrition here, because you have two fighters who like to punch a lot. And there's the support. She does have great support.
The Japan invasion. Will the Soca warrior Ria Ramnarine outgun the Japanese world champion Etsuko Tada? A very active fighter. She throws a lot of punches. And this is a tall order for Ria Ramnarine.
Well, it's going to be very interesting also to see how referee Louis Tabon allowed them to fight, how he handles the fight.
Ria is looking very confident, and she's being coached by Bonnie Canino, the 4-time world champion. She was a champion in the 90s, and she won her first world title in 1993.
And it was at her gym that Ria Ramnarine had done basically 5 weeks of preparatory work, working on the fitness, working on her strength. She obviously feels that she's a lot stronger now. She's obviously a lot fitter. And it's really about execution now. It's a game plan. Who could carry out the game plan the best when it's all said and done? From what I've seen of Tada, again, she's a very busy fighter. She likes to throw punches, but I think she's vulnerable when she's throwing punches. She tends to stand still to throw her punches. She hasn't really yet developed the art of punching and moving just to get out of harm's way. Yes, at times.
I did observe that too. But the volume of punches she throws at you can offset your own rhythm. So Ria's got to be careful with that.
But again, over 10 rounds. Now this is a 10-round fight. And so you want to believe over 10 rounds, you should be able to make whatever adjustments are deemed necessary as you get ready here for the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago.
National anthem of Japan.
Mm-hmm. At the national anthem of Japan for Etsuko Tada, and now Kissy Ruiz is going to sing the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago.
In the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land, we pledge our lives to thee. Every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Every creed and race finds an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
And there you go, the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is the moment we've all.
There's somebody reigning Calypso Queen of Trinidad and Tobago, Kissy Ruiz.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. And it's time for Ria Ramnarine to bring glory to the Twin Island Republic. Etsuko Tada not looking to give up her title here this evening. And she promised fireworks inside of the ring. She said Ria is going to be punching at thin air. She's not going to find her. Let's see if she can evade those punches coming from the Soca Warrior.
So they're getting the last bit of instructions from the middle. Both fighters have been very, or should I say, friendly prior to today. So let's see if that changes at all now that we've reached fight time, so to speak.
The referee, all the way from Puerto Rico,
Louis Tabon.
And the fight supervisor, the vice president of the World Boxing Association, Mr. George Martinez, is here at the Jean Pierre Complex. Round number 1, Ria Ramnarine landing the first punch. It was a jab.
So again,
beautiful punches put together there by Ramnarine. Oh, beautiful run right there from Ramnarine. Landed flush to the face of the Japanese.
But again, the right hand was always going to be the big punch for Ramnarine in a fight like this. She has to cut off the ring and force Tada to go the other way.
Tada landing that rabbit punch behind the head of Ramnarine. Ramnarine rocked Tada, stopped her in her tracks there with that right hand.
It's again, the right hand is going to be the money punch for Ria Ramnarine. What she has to be careful of is that straight left.
She's got to be careful too with the head. Tada is coming in head first.
And that's the left that she has to be so wary of.
Tada head first. Hands coming low. Scored a few on Ria Ramnarine.
And this is part of both fighters are guilty here of maybe absorbing too many punches. They get hit with punches that they really shouldn't be getting hit with.
Tada's doing the smart thing. Whenever Ria holds on, she's working the kitchen.
Which is what we've been trying to get the men to do in some of the earlier fights.
Beautiful left hand there by Tada. Ria responded with a jab of her own.
Now every time Tada throws that straight left, she connects, and Ramnarine again must see it coming.
It's a fast-paced fight as Ramnarine throws punches in bunches. Tada head first, connects with the head as Ria Ramnarine landed a solid right hand. A beautiful punch there by Ramnarine to end the round. Remember, it's a 2-minute round and it's scheduled for 10.
So they got 2 minutes of action, 1 minute rest in between, and the first round was a pretty tight one. Both fighters landing punches here, and you can just see Tada's trainer telling him she has to use the movement to negate some of the punches that Ramnarine is throwing, particularly that straight right. But when you look back at some of the footage of Tada, the straight right has always been a tough fight, a tough punch for her to negotiate, because she's so concentrated on coming over with the left hand that she leaves herself open to a straight right.
Perfect.
And then on the reverse, Ramnarine doesn't see the straight left.
Etsuko Tada, age 28 years old. She has 6 wins, no losses, and she had 1 draw. She's looking to maintain her unbeaten record. And this is round number 2.
And immediately she goes downstairs. So obviously they're telling her to change the strategy a little bit.
Ramnarine has got to settle down on her punches. She seems to be fit. Take your time. And it's going to come to you.
But both fighters seem to be in pretty good condition. In fact, what we've seen of Tada is that she does work hard once she's in the ring. There's very few dull moments for that was a good straight left from Tada, right down Main Street.
Ramnarine was stunned there with that straight left.
Good combination again from Tada. She tends to throw in bunches. That right hand leads and the left hand follows. Again, the straight left is the one that Ramnarine has to negotiate. She has to find a way to dip under that straight left.
She's throwing the punches, but she's not coming forward.
Again, good work on the inside. Tada again just jabbing and trying to follow up with that straight left.
Beautiful combination there by the local soccer girl, Ria Ramnarine.
Both fighters doing what they want to do. The question is now, how do they stop each other? The straight left again registering for Tada.
This is a quite eventful match so far.
Now both fighters are basically head hunting, and I would want to believe if they just change it a little bit, they probably have even more success. By going to the body a little bit more, Tada may find that she too could enjoy even more success. But Ramnarine fighting back here now.
The end of the second round, I think Ria Ramnarine may be the stronger puncher of the two fighters, but she needs to step on the end. She needs to step in a bit more.
Well, the thing is that she throws in bunches. She's not really a heavy puncher. She too is an accumulation puncher. She tries to build up her points with a work rate. The problem she faces here, as you look at Ramnarine at age 31, 13 wins and 5 losses. The problem she faces here is that she's up against a fighter who is just as determined as she is, who has similar traits. She throws a lot of punches. They don't all connect, but they throw a lot of punches one way. So even while you're throwing, punches are also coming back at you.
I think Ramnarine is the better fighter on the inside.
And that's where she has to bring the fight. But Tada has that straight left hand that is keeping her a little bit at bay and keeping her on the outside, and she's landing with it. So Ria has to be mindful of that. She doesn't want to stay on the outside and allow that left hand to reach its target, because it's hitting her flush, because it's a straight left.
Ramnarine looking to throw the right hand, but Tada is out of range. She's a better fighter inside. That was a push by Etsuko Tada, ruled by the referee. The crowd not liking that. Beautiful combination here by Ramnarine. Tada coming forward, as I said, head first. If Ramnarine works with the jab, the uppercut a bit, I think she's going to find some amount of some measure of success.
Well, again, because Tada is leaning forward. But Tada is leaning forward. That left hand is coming right around, it's coming straight at Ramnarine's head. And so she has to move out of the way of that left hand. You don't want to take a punch to land one against a boxer who is throwing combinations at you. And Tada's left hand is straight. She has it cupped. There she goes with it again. Just waiting on Ramnarine to throw her right. And then she's coming with that straight left right behind it. That's a good right hand from Ramnarine.
Ramnarine defense has picked up somewhat. She's using the hand to block some of the punches coming from Tada, but she needs to respond with punches of her own whenever she calls Tada to miss.
And there's what she needs to do. She needs to get inside and try to get something going. But she's up against, again, both fighters are guilty of the same thing. Whenever they punch, they leave themselves exposed. And then Ramnarine goes out almost like a periscope. Her head is straight up when she's going out. And as a result of that, anything that Tada throws about head height is going to hit the target.
She's also, whenever she's moving out, she's moving a bit low, but she's moving to Tada's left. She has to be careful.
And again, it's really about understanding what your opponent is doing and how you plan to counter what they're doing. So they had one game plan, and it's working to some degree, but it's not working to the full extent. So now they need to rethink strategy and try to figure out how best they can get. But because I would have probably given that particular round to Tada, the second round. The third round was a little bit closer, but again, you have to try to figure out what your opponent is doing. Use the first couple of rounds to try to sort it out, see what the energy level is like, and then counter that now with something else, because you cannot come round after round after round with the same plan.
I think Tada is the more settled of the two fighters. So far, Ramnarine has got to settle down on her punches.
You see, this is right up Ramnarine's street here, because she wants to be on the inside where she can land punches.
Yes. And the Trinis are behind Ria Ramnarine. Everything she throws, they're celebrating.
As well they might. And again, once your hands are free, you're allowed to punch. So Ria cannot take it for granted that Tada is not going to punch. You have to keep punching. In boxing, you protect yourself at all times.
Beautiful punch there by Ramnarine. Stop that in her tracks.
And she followed up again. She's punching on the inside.
The Japanese is very strong. A very strong fighter she is. She took all those punches with ease and came right back at Ramnarine.
But it's a good start to the round for Ramnarine, so she has to be very aware. But again, both fighters are guilty of, when they punch, to forget defense, they just punch. And as a result of that, they both open to counter-attack. We go again, Ramnarine trying to get inside and then get back out quickly, which is good strategy. Again, Tada following up after the salvo from Ramnarine with punches of her own.
Beautiful work on the body there by Ramnarine at close range. Beautiful body shots from Ramnarine once again, finding a home for those punches on the body of Etsuko Tada. Tada responding. She is a powerful puncher, a powerful fighter, a strong fighter. She's coming back again after being bombarded by the rear punches.
So you can see Ramnarine is again looking a little fatigued as well as she goes back to her corner. So she has to be very careful here. She had the better of the first half of the round, but then in the last 30 seconds or so, she just allowed Tada to sneak back in with some big punches of her own. So it's about concentration for the full 2 minutes. You can't take a breather inside of there. You have to be focused all the way through.
In Ria Ramnarine's corner, Bunny Canino, also a matchmaker, boxer Potts, in our corner. As the Trinis are celebrating and they are fully supporting Ria Ramnarine. I think she hails from the south of Trinidad.
Yep. And again, you could just see Tada. Now this fight is going almost script for an earlier fight that I saw with Tada, where she was up against an opponent that was a lot stronger than her. And again, this is where the accumulation of punches will tell. But Ramnarine has to be careful, because a lot of those punches were just punching air. No fighter likes to punch air, because it takes so much out of you. And if you're going to throw that many punches, throw some at the body as well. It's all well and good to hit the head. Just mix it up a little bit. Maybe force Tada to come to drop her guard a little bit more.
A nice straight left there by Etsuko Tada. Ramnarine complains about the head, the butting. Again, the Japanese came head first. Ramnarine needs to work on the inside. Whenever she's on the inside, she needs to work the body.
So again, both fighters really now beginning to tee off here.
Beautiful job there by Ramnarine. Beautiful follow-up with the right hand by the local girl. Again,
going downstairs, and that's what she has to do. It's a solid punch, up to Ramnarine head, right around. You see, but she's pushing the punches. She's not really punching, she's pushing some of those punches.
Again, she bothered Etsuko Tada. This is a fight. The former kickboxer, now turned boxer, looking to win this world title. And she's doing so well so far. It is a competitive match.
It is very competitive, because both fighters have similar approaches to fighting. It's full steam ahead. There's nothing like backing off. both fighters are coming forward. That's why the heads are coming together so often, because both fighters are just prepared to load up and throw bombs.
Tada is coming in. I think Tada is coming in a bit more open now, and I can see some amount of tiredness in the Japanese. Now this is where Ria Ramnarine needs to settle down on her punches. She can score, and I think her punches, it's a bit heavier than the Japanese, and it can cause some problems. She can win this fight by a knockout if she can settle down on her punches.
And again, and she just has to maybe lull her opponent in and try to work on the inside a little bit more. When it's open range and they're fighting at distance, that's Tada's territory because her left hand is so effective. So what Ramnarine has to do to negate that is to try to get her on the inside. So she has to move her head out of harm's way and then follow up with punches, because her natural style is to throw punches. But she has to try to avoid getting hit sometimes as well.
Bonnie Canino giving advice to the Soca warrior. Ria Ramnarine representing the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago against the Japanese Etsuko Tada. Punches in bunches again from Ria Ramnarine, scores as the Japanese hold on for a dear life.
And again, both fighters so eager to punch that once more, whenever they punch or the opponent punches, they will have success because they're just basically standing there looking to trade punches.
Ramnarine, she's looking to evade the punches, but she's not focusing on her opponent. Tada is very focused.
Again, Tada is more like a counter puncher now.
Ramnarine needs to be careful.
That's a good solid left hand. Again, she just stood Ramnarine up. Again, that left hand goes right home. Now you can see Ramnarine leaning in and just throwing the punches. The punches are just, they don't really have that much on them because she's just leaning in and not really sitting down and throwing the punches. Whereas you could see Tada's punches, whenever they hit Ramnarine, it's almost like if she just jolts back.
Has the referee stopped the fight?
Might have been a little, the tape on Ramnarine's hand is coming off, is coming undone. So we've seen that before tonight.
The problem is the cornerman did not take off the loose piece, just wrapped it, and I learned from an experienced cornerman, you try to...
But she's cut. If you look at Tada, Tada has a big cut over her right eye.
And that's why she's attacking. She's looking to finish the fight. Ria Ramnarine looking to cook some food downstairs in the kitchen of Etsuko Tada, and the meal is smelling so good.
But the heads are coming together all the time. You know, the referee has to be very careful here.
And Ramnarine complained about the head first style of Etsuko Tada at the pre-fight meeting. Ramnarine having the better of the exchanges.
And here she goes now, trying to finish it off here.
Tada is worried.
But because she's cut, and I think that's what but she doesn't need to panic. A cut doesn't really necessarily mean that she's losing the fight, but she does have a cut. And now the corner has to take care of that, and she just has to try to follow her game plan. But you can see her starting to just swing wildly now, as if she just wants to get it over with once and for all.
It's a nasty gash.
And again, that was not from a punch, that is from a collision of heads.
And she fights head first. If you check back the videos, you'll see.
Well, you see, both fighters, when they're punching, both of them are leaning in all the time. So it's not one fighter doing it and the other isn't. If you look at both of them, Ramnarine is just, the punches don't really have that much zip on it, but there's a lot of punches, but they really do not have any real zip in them.
Hence the clash of the heads.
And that's why the heads will always come together all the time.
Would you say Ramnarine has a harder head?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but the thing about it is that, you know, she has Tada right where she wants her now.
Yes.
In the sense that she's obviously put some complaints in Tada's head. Now that could work for her, it could work against her, because you never know, Tada might just decide, look, let's just get this over with.
She has to settle down on her punches now, Ramnarine. This is where she has to bringing all of her experience and take this one home for the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. They've been without a celebrated champion ever since the death of Giselle Salandi. And this is what she can do for her country. Ramnarine receiving a barrage of punches from the Japanese. Beautiful defense, a kind of Floyd Mayweather-like defense from Ramnarine.
Well, again, you see the heads are coming together very often because both fighters are just leaning in and punching.
Ramnarine was hurt.
It's a very entertaining fight.
The head, I think she was hurt not from a punch, but from the headbutt by Etsuko Tada. She's got to be careful. Use the jab, keep her out a bit, line her up for the big right hand.
This is actually a much better performance from Tada. Now that she has settled down, she's probably not seeing the blood anymore. She's just settling down just a little bit more now, kind of going back to the plan rather than just trying to swing wildly to try to finish it off.
Beautiful work there by Ria Ramnarine, covering up and sneaking in 2 punches downstairs, an uppercut, a right cross. Tada landed with a
again, and every time she throws that punch, Ramnarine is standing up straight and getting hit with it.
Ramnarine has to be careful. Don't throw it away. Oh, beautiful work by Tada. Confused Ria Ramnarine a bit.
Because I think what has happened is she's hurting Ramnarine and she just has to try to find a way to continue. Ramnarine again has to try to avoid that big left hand because you're seeing it coming because she's basically telegraphing it now that she wants to land the left hand because she feels a sense of urgency now in this one as you get ready for round number 8 here now. So obviously the clock is ticking on her.
The Japanese cornermen, they're doing an excellent job with Etsuko Tada. The cut has almost disappeared. If you take a look at it, it's almost not there. Beautiful work by the cornermen. Ramnarine should work on her jabs.
Well, again, she has to forget the cut. Don't worry about the cut. That's just something that happened in the fight. And just continue doing what she's doing in terms of trying to get her in close and then continue her work. Even if anything, try to step up her work rate now and try to steal these next 3 rounds.
Tada is a determined fighter.
One thing I must say, I'm a little bit disappointed with Tada. Her movement is not as good as I've seen it before in terms of her lateral movement.
Beautiful right hand there by Ria Ramnarine.
And she comes back with a straight left.
One of her own.
2 good left hand and a third one. And there she goes again with that left hand. And Ramnarine has to shoot that right hand. At some time she's going to have to shoot it because Tada is right there for it. There we go again. The heads are coming right together.
Ramnarine needs to throw the right hand. Tada is right there to receive it. The straight right can work for her.
And that's a right hand. That's a money punch. But the problem is Tada's left hand is coming so close to her face that she's afraid to release the right hand. But every time she throws it, she has success with it. And what Tada is doing, Tada is getting off first. So Tada is landing first, but Ramnarine has the ability to come back. There goes that left hand again. And then they start the exchanges. So if you look at the first punch, it's Tada's punch would land first, and then Ramnarine comes back after.
Beautiful double there by Ria Ramnarine.
But again, Ramnarine is walking in with the punches. She needs to settle down. The left jab again. You see, it pushes her back. That left hand is a telling left hand for Tada. There she goes with it again. And Ramnarine by now must recognize that that is the punch that is going to do the most damage for Tada and try to avoid it. You cannot circle to her right. That's bread and butter for Tada there. You cannot circle.
Tada is on the attack.
You cannot circle to Tada's right. She's going to kill you. So she's going in the wrong direction. So 8 rounds completed here, and this was probably the best round for Tada in terms of a body of work over 2 minutes.
She's fighting back. In fact, this is a close one to call. Where's the cut?
Well, again, you know, the handlers have to take care of that, so she can't worry about that. She now has to worry about how she's going to win the next 2 rounds. Ramnarine now has to figure out, look, what we did in that last round didn't work, so let's now do something else here, or go back to what was working before and try to steal these next 2 rounds, because she kind of just gifted Tada the 8th round. So now she has to go back and try to reclaim it. She don't have to be careless, and I think that's where the problem when you're at home is you tend to feed off the crowd. And that could get you into trouble sometimes because you tend to get a little careless. That's 9 rounds. That they had them touch gloves almost like it was 10 rounds. The straight right again from Ramnarine is what's going to be her money punch, but she cannot be circling to Tada's left all the time. That's freeing up that left hand for Tada.
She's got to be careful, Ria Ramnarine. Seems a bit worried. I wonder why.
Because I just think she should be circling to her left. Come to her left and let Tada follow her around there. But once you go to Tada's right, you're asking for trouble. They're expending a lot of energy, both fighters. So maybe that's a good straight right hand. There's a good right, chopping right hand from Tada.
Buttered the Trini girl.
But you see, this is the point. Both fighters are just now. Defense has kind of taken a holiday now. Everybody's going for the what we call the go-home punch now. There's a kind of urgency to the fight here now. Both fighters really beginning to let it all hang out now. So it's who wants it the most here now. A real war of attrition.
Ramnarine working better on the inside. Oh, beautiful left there by Etsuko Tada, the world champion. She's increased her volume of punches. Ramnarine needs to fight.
There's a good solid left hand there. Again, Etsuko Tada just finding ways to land punches. Ramnarine landing a lot of punches, but again, just not tight enough in terms of her defense. She's just leaving the door open for Tada in almost every round now to just land some punches of her own. But they come down to championship point now. That's basically what this is, the championship round here. I'm not sure how close this fight is, but with 1 round to go, you want to believe, hear what you're telling your fighter. You have to win this round, no matter what. If you can't score a knockout, at least win the round.
And there you go, Ramnarine, who first entered the gym in 1995. Her father didn't want her to take part in karate or kickboxing. Now she's into boxing, fighting for the world title.
For the second time in her career, she won it the last time. Can she do it again? So here we go for the 10th and final round.
War is being declared in Trinidad and Tobago. Ammunitions being fired from both sides. Japan versus Trinidad. Ramnarine on the attack. Doubling up on our right.
This is just going to be a slugfest here now. It's who's going to just hold the nerve long enough and land the cleaner punches.
It is a spirited performance by both fighters. Tada showing she is a champion. Ramnarine putting in a spirited performance. And all of Trinidad backing Ramnarine. Etsuko Tada looking to retain her title here this evening.
So again, both fighters coming together in the middle of the ring, and this is where Ramnarine now. These are the championship bouts here. A good left hand coming over the top again. Ramnarine has to be careful. That left hand is cocked and ready. A good right of her own.
Good right again by Ramnarine. This is a fight.
It is. It's a very tight one as well.
Which way the decision's going to go? Beautiful work on the inside here by the Trini Soca warrior, Ria Ramnarine.
Yeah, she just has to now stay out of harm's way here now, Ramnarine, and she probably will have this fight pretty much sewn up. This is not what she wants. She doesn't want to be trading at this stage in the fight. You don't want to be giving Tada chances at you here.
And you can see the Japanese were calling on their champion, and Ria Ramnarine celebrates. The Japanese celebrating too. Which way this one is going to go?
The big question is, has she done enough to lift the title from the defending champion?
We have to wait on the judges.
And that's the thing, they both fighters had their moments. Ramnarine, based on her accumulation of punches landed, could very well steal the fight here at this point in time.
Beautiful work by both Ria Ramnarine and the world champion. Ramnarine surprised many. In fact, she's really picked up on her skills, and she's done what a fine job here this evening. If she wins the fight, I think it's a well-deserved win.
She worked hard for it. Certainly, she's done the work, and now it's up to the judges. She's gone through the fight, and it's now up to the judges to determine whether or not she has won the WBA title. So now we await the judges' decisions. Katie, Junior Williams, so this is the tension as we await the official results. In this one, earlier we saw Sean Corbin score a 5th round TKO, getting rid of Kevin Fraser. We saw Kevin Placide knock his man out in the 7th round, Revlon Lake of Guyana. And there is the champion. Is she going to still be the champion after this night? Or is this the new champion?
We are waiting the judges' results as both fighters. What a fight it was. What a fight it was. Now let me just tell you that this was an eventful fight. The local girl, Ria Ramnarine of Trinidad and Tobago, she put on a brilliant performance, and we are very pleased with your performance. Do you think you have this one for Trinidad?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would be totally surprised if I don't get this victory. You know, I did my hard work. Tada was a very tough fighter, but I know I pulled it off.
All right, let's wait on the judges then. We're going to come back to you for an interview. In fact, we're going to wait on the interpreter for Etsuko Tada. In the meanwhile, I'm going to have a chat with the several persons inside of the ring. Which way you think that fight went? You don't know. Okay, what about you? Which way you think that fight went? Well, we have to wait on the judges. Are you happy with the performance of Ria Ramnarine?
I think it was really good tonight. I thought she did really well. I mean, we'll go back to the gym and critique some of this stuff, but I think that she stayed real busy and she got the better shots off tonight.
Bonnie Canino, world famed trainer, and we're going to have the results in just a short while. The Trinidadians are celebrating. What a fight it was by Etsuko Tada, the reigning world champion, and Ria Ramnarine.
Awaiting now the official results. They're taking a while to tabulate the scores. I'm not quite sure why, but we'll wait to see, unless it's tighter than most people thought it would be. But I think they're ready now with the results, and so we just wait to see what they came up with. The fight started a little bit on the slow side, but then Tada picked it up in the 2nd round. Ramnarine bounced back in the 4th round in particular, and seemed to have things pretty much her own way by the 5th round. Tada eventually got cut in the 6th with a clash of heads. And the 7th round, she came back strongly in that round, in the 8th round as well. But since that time, it was Ramnarine in rounds 9 and 10. In fact, that's the way we saw it here. But did the judges see it that way? Well, I think they have the official results. I think the chief judge is just waiting to make his way into the ring. In fact, we should be getting that result any moment now. I think all the principals who are supposed to be in there are in there, and we're just awaiting the official result in this encounter. So a lot of people in the ring as we await the official results. So I think Tada might have actually done enough, because when you have to defeat a champion, you basically have to take the title and you have to win it convincingly, so to speak. So it has happened before. So let's go back onto the stage now and join Carwin.
And that one, as I was just saying, the results was handed to you there by the WBA Vice President, Mr. George Martinez. And let's have your take on the fight before you give the results.
Well, I think it was a pretty tough battle. Both ladies showed a lot of strength and a lot of courage in this fight here, and I'm very proud about both of them here. They've done well here. They've made Trinidad and Tobago proud. So they're just going to wait the judges' results now.
All right. Well, then let's get the results. Ladies and gentlemen, watching us across this beautiful land of Trinidad and Tobago, across the Caribbean, the results are in. And we're going to just await the official announcement of the results. Ria Ramnarine putting in a wonderful performance, and this one deserves a rematch.
95, 93, 97, for a majority draw.
That's a draw.
A majority draw.
That's a decision here handed down by the World Boxing Association, the WBA. We have a world majority draw.
So it means that Tada holds on to her title here this evening.
That's the judge's decision.
And again, you find that the results are a little bit baffling, in the sense that